Shadows beneath the canvas. Rain slicked the cobblestones under Alec Winters' polished shoes, the faint glow of the gallery sign flickering like a hesitant heartbeat in the storm. The city seemed to hold its breath as Alec approached the heavy oak door of the Eterna Gallery. Pushing it open, he stepped into a world of muted colors and whispered histories. Paintings adorned the walls, their vibrant hues subdued in the dim light that barely reached the vaulted ceilings. A woman stood near a marble bust, her auburn hair catching the faint light as she turned. Her poised demeanor belied the anxiety in her eyes.
You must be Detective Winters. Thank you for coming.
Miss Hart, I presume? You got an interesting problem on your hands.
Please call me Lila. And yes, interesting is one way to put it. 3 break-ins, yet nothing has been stolen. Not officially, at least.
Alec's brow furrowed as he pulled out a small notebook.
Not officially? What's missing unofficially?
Lila hesitated, her fingers brushing against a delicate pendant around her neck. Her voice dropped to a whisper.
A journal. One that belonged to my grandfather, the gallery's founder. It wasn't listed in the inventory, but it holds personal significance. He used to say it was the key to understanding a painting connected to something he called the catalyst.
Alec's sharp eyes didn't miss the flicker of emotion in hers.
We'll need to start there. Tell me everything you know about the break-ins and the journal.
The storm intensified as night blanketed the city. Inside the gallery, shadows danced across the walls, cast by the occasional flash of lightning. Alec moved through the space with practiced precision, his eyes scanning for anything out of place. Lila followed closely, her arms crossed against the cold that seemed to seep from the walls themselves.
Whoever did this knows the gallery well. No forced entry, no tripped alarms. This wasn't their first visit.
Lila's voice broke the silence, trembling slightly.
The journal contains sketches, detailed drawings of artifacts my grandfather was restoring. Some pieces were controversial.
Alec paused, his pen hovering over his notebook.
Controversial how?
He believed some were stolen during wartime and wanted to return them to their rightful owners. Not everyone agreed.
Alec's mind churned as he noted her words. Something about her voice carried more than professional concern.
And you? Do you agree with your grandfather?
Her hesitation was palpable as she looked away, her fingers tightening around the pendant at her throat.
I do, but it's complicated.
Alec's gaze lingered on her, sensing there was more to her story. But pressing her now wouldn't help.
Let's see if the security footage tells us anything.
In the gallery's security room, the hum of old equipment filled the air. Alec leaned forward, studying the grainy footage. A masked figure moved through the gallery with unnerving precision, their steps measured and deliberate. Beside him, Lila held her breath, her eyes fixed on the screen.
They're not here for the art. Look at the way they're searching. They're looking for something specific.
The figure paused near a marble bust, their hands moving briefly out of view. Moments later, they vanished into the shadows.
The archive. It's beneath the gallery.
Alec turned to her, his expression sharp.
Artifa? You didn't mention that.
It's private. Only I and a few trusted employees know about it. My grandfather used it to store sensitive materials.
Alec straightened, his jaw tightening as he pocketed his notebook.
Then that's where we're going.
The air in the underground archive was thick with the scent of old paper and dust, as if the room itself had been forgotten by time. Rows of shelves stretched into the dimness, their contents shrouded in shadows. Lila unlocked the heavy door with trembling hands, the echo of the mechanism sounding unnaturally loud.
I haven't been down here since he passed. Feels different now.
Memories have a way of doing that.
His voice was calm, but his eyes swept the room with careful scrutiny. Near the back, a small drawer sat slightly ajar. Alec moved toward it, his instincts tingling. Inside, He found a torn piece of paper with a single word scrawled across it. Catalyst.
Ring any bells?
Lila's face paled, her voice barely audible.
It's connected to an artifact, a painting my grandfather worked on before he died. He said it held secrets people would kill for.
The message is cryptic, but I have a feeling the catalyst isn't just a painting. It's a key to something far greater.
As they emerged from the archive, the atmosphere shifted. The gallery felt colder, its once familiar shadows now ominous. Standing near the entrance, a man leaned casually against the doorframe, his posture relaxed but his presence unsettling.
Leaving so soon? That's a shame. I was hoping for a tour.
Lila's voice trembled with recognition.
Julian, what are you doing here?
Alec moved instinctively, positioning himself between them. His hand hovered near his concealed weapon, his gaze locked on Julian.
Relax, detective. I'm just here to talk. Lila and I go way back, don't we?
Cut the games. What do you want?
Julian's smile faded, replaced by a steely glare.
The journal. Your grandfather's little treasure map. Hand it over, and no one gets hurt. I've waited too long for this, and I won't let you or anyone else stand in my way. Your grandfather thought he could play the hero, but he didn't care who he ruined along the way. That journal is the key to making things right.
During a tense confrontation in the gallery's abandoned wing, Lila takes decisive action, using her knowledge of a layout to trigger a trapdoor mechanism. This separates Julian from his accomplices, allowing Alec to subdue him. As the police led Julian and his accomplices away, the gallery felt quieter than it had in days. Alec stood near the door, watching the rain streak down the glass. Behind him, Lila spoke softly.
Thank you, Alec, for everything.
He turned to her, his expression thoughtful.
You handled yourself well, Lila. You got a lot of strength. Don't let anyone take that from you.
She offered a faint smile, her resilience shining through the fatigue. As she walked back into the gallery's shadows, Alec lingered a moment longer, stepping outside into the rain. The storm felt less oppressive than before. Secrets had a way of destroying lives, but uncovering them sometimes brought a chance for redemption. For the first time in years, Alec allowed himself to believe in that possibility. The catalyst's mystery lingered in his mind, a reminder that even in darkness, there was always more to uncover. With a deep breath, Alec disappeared into the rain-soaked streets, the faint glow of the gallery behind him a testament to what had been uncovered and what still lay ahead.